How I was able to bulk 20 kilos and not be a complete stick insect anymore. I'm going to try and condense it down into the bare essentials. Most important thing is you've got to find a food or a diet that you can eat consistently in enough volume, enough to actually gain weight. If you're watching this, you're probably a hard gainer like I was. You need to eat a lot of food to be able to actually gain. For years, I would essentially make zero progress in the gym because I wasn't eating enough, but I felt like I could not eat any more. And, you know, there were many times where I was literally force feeding myself and I'd literally throw up. That was because I was essentially eating the wrong things. You need to optimize your digestion in order to eat a lot of food. You need to hydrate your meals properly so that it's easy enough to eat them in large volume. And you need to eat calorie dense foods. So what I do is I have 3 meals per day, either chicken wings or chicken thighs. I'll then have quinoa with my carb source, and then veg, I'll have broccoli and cabbage. That's with every meal. I also cook a bit of red meat every day, and then I just add that to each meal. So I'm having some red meat with each meal as well for just the vitamins. This is a very high calorie diet. It's very easy to get 3 to 4 calories per day on this diet. And you will find that you go to the bathroom very frequently. That's a good thing if you're bulking because it means your body is digesting it quickly. That then means that your digestion is processing it so you're ready for your next meal, right? If you're backed up, you're just not going to be hungry because your body has not finished digesting the meal you ate previously. Compare this to what I used to do when I was bulking, where I'd eat like ice cream or pizza or any stuff like that. It's not really going to build muscle, right? It's just rubbish calories. And what it does do is it's very slow to digest. So you'll eat a tub of ice cream or whatever, and it's just going to sit in your stomach, and you know you're not going to be hungry to eat your next meal. So what you're really doing is taking rubbish calories. It's not really going to build muscle anyway. It's just sugar, and it's going to trash your gut health because it's full of preservatives, bad to digest, slow to digest. So you're not going to get the good calories that you should then be eating next time. Getting the food right is the single most important thing for bulking. You can do whatever you want in the gym, but if you're not eating enough calories, if you're not eating the right food, you are not going to build muscle. The diet is as important, or probably more important, right, than actually training. Get on the scales first thing every morning after you use the bathroom and record your weight in your phone. If the weight is not going up within a couple of days, then it means you need to eat more food, right? So what I would do is just add on another thigh, like maybe a couple of thighs over the course of the day. So add a thigh for breakfast, add a thigh for lunch, whatever. I don't really bother weighing stuff. I can't really be asked for that. So I just like judge it by eye, just add another thigh. That's basically it, right? So diet is the most important thing. I'm not really going to get into training in this video, but what I will say about training is I have grown a lot more when I actually rested a bit more. So at 4 days per week for me is actually the sweet spot. I found much more than that, and I'm not really getting more out of it. I'm actually probably getting less gains. I also definitely noticed that doing a little bit higher reps rather than like trying to do, you know, 6 reps or whatever, the absolutely heaviest I can do, I actually grew a little bit better, more like 12 to 15, sometimes even 20 reps. So let's say I'm doing bench, I'm focusing on using my chest, I'm focusing on the contraction of the chest, rather than just moving the weight, right, by any means possible, probably activating more of the tricep, more of the front delt. That has worked so much better for me than just ego lifting. But that's really a whole other video. The point of this video is just to say, if you're bulking, if you're trying to gain weight, the most important thing is diet. You absolutely need to be getting the right calories in and enough of the right calories in.